Ala Qubbaj, Dean of the College of Engineering and Computer Science, UT-RGV.
Dr. Qubbaj, what's been happening today?
Today, actually, it was a day of celebration for our college where we celebrate the accomplishments of the past year, the accomplishments of our students, the accomplishments of our faculty, and the significant support we receive from our community, from the families, from the alums, and from the local community as well. So it's a day of celebration where we look into the past year, celebrate the successes with historic student enrollment, historic new programs, PhD programs for the first time offered in the Rio Grande Valley, historic student achievements, historic faculty achievements, and historic support and partnership within the community. And we also look to the future. So this is about celebrating the successes of the past year, but also more importantly, looking to the coming year. And there will be more successes coming because you've seen the data, you've seen the numbers, you've seen the future, greater things will be coming.
Some of those statistics are quite incredible. 1 in 7 students here at UT-RGV attends your college, engineering and computer science.
Yes, you cannot find that in any other universities. Usually we are one of the largest college in the university, and usually engineering is 5 or 6. So this is a very high, like 15%. Usually engineering is a small program, and having over 5,000 engineering students right here is unheard of, because when I talk with other universities, you don't have 15% of the students, and usually it's number 6 college. But being the fast growing college in the university, having over 5,000 students, tremendous successes, this is something, and we are really becoming a powerhouse of engineering here. All these new programs, like about SpaceX, we have the partnerships with Los Alamos, we have the port. So it seems like everything is aligned together. The growth in the university, our progress towards becoming an emerging research university, it seems like all the stars are being aligned for the university to bluster and to grow, and this is the right time. And of course, Dr. Bailey is providing tremendous leadership for that as a president, and the community. You've heard today from Dr. Fred Farias. He has been of tremendous support. Having somebody like him at the helm of the Texas Higher Coordinating Board makes a difference, because when we went with such proposals before, we were denied. We were told the valley, the children of the valley, the kids of the valley, they are not capable. But you've seen our students are winning national awards. I mentioned championship. They are winning over many other universities, and you've seen the numbers. Like, we started our new PhD program, we expected 10 students, we have 23. So they are smart, they are capable, but also they are hungry. They want to get higher education, they want to get their PhD, because many of them, if we don't offer these programs, like for example, I mentioned over 5,000 engineering students, 20% females. If we don't offer the engineering program here, very few of them have the resources to leave the valley because they want to stay with their family. The same thing with the PhD programs. We have over 50 PhD students. Think about that. I mean, like, if we didn't offer these programs, how many of them will have the resources? Because some of them are helping their family. They want to stay here. That's why, because we still have out of the 5, many students go, but those students, they like to get an education. And as I mentioned, they deserve it. The same as the students in Austin, in Dallas, in Houston, they deserve this opportunity to be able to get not only an undergraduate or master degree, but a PhD degree in engineering right here while they are with their family. And you've seen the familia culture. We give the support of the family. It's very inspiring. Every year we bring a family, because I wanted the faculty and the staff to see the impact, because so this way, and that's what makes the valley the familia culture. When our students graduate, they come as a family. And when we help those students successful, I want the faculty and the staff to know that it's not that individual students. The students become the whole family. So we are impacting, when we talk about 5,000 students, multiply that by 10, 20, 30. So we are impacting, tens and hundreds of thousands of students. And you've seen the stories. They come, they help their family, they help their cousins, they help their brothers and sisters. And that makes you feel like a sense of accomplishment. And I tell people, like, this doesn't happen anywhere else. I see students, before I came here, I was the Oklahoma students graduating, but you don't see that family excitement. You don't get that community support. Somebody like Dr. Farias coming and advocating for us. So, and as I mentioned, we are getting lots of students who are now, showing leadership at the national level. And our students are still young, so give it another 5-10 years when they become, I'm looking forward, and we are giving them the leadership training now. You see, one of our students was doing an Archer Fellow in the Washington, D.C. So they are winning national. So I think I want to see a couple of CEOs from our students. So this way they can come back and help their community and help their universities. And they are on the right path because they are very bright kids, because I taught them. They are very bright kids. And what they were missing two things. They were missing access to resources, access to programs. They don't want to leave their parents. They're taking care of their grandparents. And so access to programs, access to scholarships, access to opportunities, because many of them cannot go to Los Alamos, but they want to work here. You see, so access and inspiration. Inspire, because some of them sometimes, they don't have their first generation. So, and that's what we are doing now, give them access and inspiration. And they are plastering. That's all what they need, just access and inspiration. And we, UT-RGV, we started providing that access through all the resources, all the programs, all the scholarships. We have the UT-RGV advantage. Any student who has a family income less than $125,000. So that's a major access, because many of them, they cannot afford to pay the tuition of big universities. And inspiration. They are inspired, their family are inspiring them, their communities is inspiring them, the whole faculty, the whole, thing. So I think we are, at, I would say this is, and that, Steve, this is one of the best time in the Rio Grande Valley. This is tremendous growth, and I see the growth of the university is in line with the growth of the community. And we're gonna see more. I mean, you were part of recruiting major industries. Having PhD programs here in engineering gonna make a difference, because there are many big companies in engineering, they like to have access to R&D. So having the program, so we're telling the companies, we are not only producing engineers for you, we can do research for you here. So I think that will bring economic development, better jobs for the Rio Grande Valley in the long run. Having all these things being right here in the, like the Center for Aerospace Research, like before, companies like SpaceX, if they need to do testing, they have to go to, now we have that here. So more company, actually I mentioned about the partnership with Los Alamos, and many of these opportunities now, people gonna start, and people are now, paying attention to the Rio Grande Valley. The companies, the students who hire our students, I mentioned the example of the CEO who told me, your students are doing amazing, Nobel builders, and they have students from, and then he gave us $25,000 to support them, because they feel we are producing the students they need, and so we are helping the whole community. Like this company, we are helping them by providing students, by providing, the labor workforce.
So we just interviewed Dr. Farias, and he was struck by one of your slide presentations, the slide that showed the students interning all across the country. Oh, he was very proud of that.
Right, yeah, and again, I'm really proud of our students, because 10 years ago, you don't hear of students going to these, like Los Alamos. None of our students get there, because they won't consider it, UT-RGV, Oak Ridge. And I think there is, as I mentioned, people outside the Rio Grande Valley and all these major companies. I have NASA, Boeing, all these companies, they start realizing that there is a treasure here. We have a wealth of intelligence. We have smart students, and when they come and tell me, your students is not only smart, they are smart, but there is other things. They work hard, they value also the family. They are loyal, so the companies like this, they have gratitude. They don't take things for granted, because they had to work hard to support their families. So they see them, more valuable than other students. They work hard for the company, they have the gratitude, they have the loyalty for the company. So they have other values that the companies like, and they are smart on top of that. So that's why many companies, like I mentioned, many of the students who did the internship, they come to me and they give them the offer. And some of them, actually, I had a student who come to me, I'm trying to remember the name of the company, they gave him an offer 3 years before the students graduate. He was a freshman. He went there, did an internship. I'm trying to remember if it is GE or GM, one of the major companies, or IBM. And they told him, look, you have a job when you graduate, whenever you want to come, and we want you to come do internships every year. So these opportunities, we didn't have it before. And I tell the students doing great work, so they come back and they won't, because they are the one who represent us. So I told them, you do a great job. This reflects on us as a college, as a university, as the Rio Grande Valley. Then people says, why we have not been hiring from the Rio Grande Valley? Now they start, because many of the companies before, they never send recruiters here. Now they realize there is that talent here that we were not tapping. So many of them now, they come and recruit here, which is good for our students, because honestly, I tell the students with 5,000, this is one thing I want to work, because it's good to get them in, it's good to get them to graduate, but I want them to get good jobs. Because let me tell you, Steve, what happened before that. Before we have all these internships, many of our students used to graduate with an undergraduate, with an engineers, and work at HEB and Walmart, which is good. We all like HEB and Walmart, you see, but they can do more because they didn't see themselves. I mean, they didn't have an opportunity to do, because once you get an internship, you have a better chance of getting a job. So now we are changing the culture. So it's, I'm excited about that, because we don't want just to graduate students for the purpose, we have 5,000 students. We want them to be set, to get the right job, and this way they can make a difference, come back, invest in their families, in the community. So we are reaching that point.
So clearly, last question, Dr. Qubbaj, this was a very special day for the community members that came along, for the families, students, staff, faculty. Any last points you want to make?
No, I say, this has been a great year for us. As I mentioned, the slogan for our college is successful together. And I mentioned we are successful because we are working together here. The students, the faculty, the community, like Fred, the local economic development, and that's what I tell everybody. We are successful because we are working together. And if those students are successful, guess what? We all are successful. The community is successful, the families is successful, all of us gonna have a better life in the Rio Grande Valley, and it will bring more opportunities. So I'm really excited about the future of the university, particularly engineering, especially with these programs, and the future gonna be even brighter. And I can't wait to see some of those students becoming CEOs of major companies, and that will happen, and they are on the right path to bring the recognition that the Rio Grande Valley deserve.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. You've done a great job with us.